How's it going, everybody? My name is Ricky and welcome back to the Z Suites YouTube channel. Today, what we're going to be discussing is the most critical element when it comes to financial stability, and that is a budget. A lot of people understand the bare minimum of a budget. It's your income less your expenses, it's your money in less your money out. And what you have left over is yours. But the thing that people fail to do is look at the key drivers. What is actually making me have more money or less money when it comes month to month? So I'm gonna pause on talking about the income part. Let's focus on our expenses. Our expenses can be anything that just causes money to come out of our pockets, whether it be our rent, childcare, cars, food, anything that causes money to leave your possession, let's call that an expense. So with a budget, all you're doing is allocating your resources or your money and giving it a bucket to land in, giving it a purpose. I know every month I'm gonna have $1,000 going to rent, $300 going to a car note, and whatever money you wanna give to yourself for entertainment. At this point, all we need to do is focus on where our money is going. Give every dollar a name. Know that for the past 3 months, I spent $900 on food. 400 of that was going out to eat. I spend $200 a month on personal care. At the end of the day, I just need a clear tally of where my money went. That way I can pinpoint the key outliers in this situation. What is really causing my money to leave? That way I can find the $20 subscription that I haven't even used in 3 months. That way I can see that I'm spending $400 going out, but to buy and cook that food, it would have been $150. These are the realities. These are the little things that will add up into big savings. Just in that example alone, if I didn't eat out and I canceled $50 in subscriptions, which I know most of us do, that is over $200 in immediate savings. Now my car note is almost free. Now a portion of my rent is paid just off me taking little tiny sacrifices that are actually benefits to me tenfold. So it's important. Look at your expenses. Go through them with a fine-tooth comb. Look for every little penny that you can save that you won't feel, that you won't hurt to give up. And that's when you'll start to develop the habits that are going to allow you to make and keep more money. Now, unfortunately, there are some people that will have to scorch the earth. No matter what they do, income minus expenses is always going to be a negative number. The money out is significantly more than the money in. And this is going to take drastic changes in order for you to get on the right foot. But now that we got our expenses clearly laid out, and I know for me to live, I got to have $3,000 a month. Now it's time to look at our income, and hopefully we're over $3,000 a month. And obviously this varies from person to person. It's your number. It's an easy number to get to, it's an easy number to calculate, and eventually it'll be an easy number to grow. So now I see that my income is $500 more than my expenses. Congratulations, you have the ability to save $500 a month. Now, it's important to note that the ability and the likelihood is not always the same thing. A lot of people go through calculating their expenses, as I previously discussed, and they actually don't save that $500 a month. A lot of people end up losing money because there's over $500 in miscellaneous things that they just didn't account for in their daily life. Whether it's entertainment, whether it's going out for drinks, whether it's anything. A lot of times it's really easy to spend money. So it is a habit that you have to build. But once you get into the swing of things and you start to realize that, oh, I can save $200, you start to make your own goals. You start to push yourself. Why can't that $200 be $400? Why can't that $400 be $600? Eventually you'll have a number where you cap out. Your income is going to be at a certain state. You can only get your expenses to a certain number and you feel like you're done. But this is where the hustle comes in. You come into something that's going to give you more income. And all that is just icing on the cake. Think about it. If you had an extra $100 a week, just out of nowhere, and you didn't get it into your account and it went into some ghost account off to the side, you'd be saving $400 a month, period. You do that for a year, you have $5,000 that you never would have had, just off getting $100 a week. Now that can come through Uber, that can come through some side hustle, selling clothing, whatever it is that you have a passion for, that can turn into $5,000 in the blink of an eye. Pair that with $250 a month that you're saving on expenses that you find out that you don't even use or need, you're sitting at over $8,000 in your first year of just minimizing your expenses, nothing crazy, and doing something on the side that brings you $100 a week. This stuff is not hard, believe me. There's a lot of things out there. There's limitless potential to your income. That's what I want you to understand. Your expenses can only get so low. The most you can live for is free. And if your income can go to infinity, you have that gap. And what we're trying to do is widen that gap of how much we bring in and how little we send out. Now, the first thing that I need you guys to do is understand where your money is going. This is the key thing in this first step of budgeting. It's gonna trickle down to so much bigger stuff. I can't talk about investing with somebody that doesn't know how to manage the money that they're making. I personally have made twice the amount of income I made in 1 year, but I felt richer in the year I was making half as much. Does that make sense? No. Is it reality? Yes, and it is for so many people. You somehow inflate your expenses as you start to make more money. Eventually, your expenses are gonna be too much for you to even handle. Any decrease in income, any loss of job, especially with all this going around, you just find yourself in the worst situation possible. That's why it's so important to understand what is going on in your finances. Maintain a lifestyle that you are comfortable with. Increase your income, build your emergency fund, allow to invest with money that you are getting from yourself. The best way to put it is if you can save $5,000 in money that you were just gonna spend frivolously on things that you aren't gonna see any return on, that's like you getting a $2, $3 raise at your job. And at most jobs, that doesn't come easily. And if it does, congratulations to you, but the likelihood at your place of employment, you're gonna see an inflationary raise, 2-3% on what you're currently making. And unless you're making close to 6 figures, you're likely not gonna see a $5,000 raise unless it's performance-based. And in that case, kudos to you. So to recap on everything, a budget is simply our income minus our expenses. How much money do we have coming in? Take away the money we have going out. The leftover we have is free for us to invest, save, pay down debt, whatever it is that will benefit you the most. We have to avoid the lifestyle inflation. As we make more money, we just naturally want to spend more money, but we have to fight that. There's so much more to gain from saving, investing now, so we can benefit in the long run. Avoid the short-term happiness for the future gains that you're gonna experience, and hopefully it'll lead you to a life financially free with the ability to do what you want on your terms. My name is Ricky. Welcome to Z Suites. See you at the top.